y'all didn't ask for this, but your girl is starting a weight loss journey. It's something that ever since I got thyroid cancer just got really bad out of hand, and so I've needed to take a grip on it. So follow me in these next couple of weeks and we're gonna see if I see any results. Hi friends, I just got done running 5 miles, which is freaking crazy to me because when I first started working out again, I was like, as long as I can jog around 2 miles a day, like I'll be happy. And I was super tired today, but I still did it. Today is Tuesday. This coming Monday is the last day of the weight loss competition. Even if I don't win, like I feel so much better than I did going into this. I know I look better, and I'm eating better. And so I'm definitely gonna just continue doing this. Kind of frustrated I waited so long, but yeah, I wanted to come in and check in because I hadn't in a while and there's less than a week left. Hi friends, I am happy that you are watching this video. By this point of the video, you have seen all that I have recorded since the beginning of my weight loss journey. And it's actually the Sunday after I posted my before and after on Facebook and Instagram, and I just got done going for a little 3-mile jog. So you know, January, February comes around. In February, I got this little lovely little doggo right here named Doug. Sorry, Dougie. So I got him in February, and yeah, he started teething. So I'm just gonna move on into like March through May is where we are now. He starts teething, and when I go in the shower, he freaks out. So he'll like start barking, and I'm like, okay, like I have to be respectful to my neighbors. And so I decided to like just start going like on a mile and a half walk. And this was like after the first couple months of COVID, and it was just because it would wear him out. And then after he's so tired, I would put him in his kennel and I would shower and he wouldn't bark as much. I have one coworker, his name is Marcos. Hey Marcos, he is an awesome runner. He puts me to shame, but he, I think it was in the month of April, whatever day of the month it was, that's how many miles he was running. So April 1st, 1 mile, April 18th, 18 miles, so on and so forth, every single day. He's awesome. So I'd asked him one day, as I just started walking with Doug, like, hey, what running shoes do you use? You know, what are your recommendations? Also asked him how to like get into running, and mentioned that I don't even know when this started, but I have always wanted to run in the Boston Marathon. Before the bombing happened, I just had always had this desire to run in it, still do. And we just got talking, and he recommended one of the apps that I'm going to talk to y'all about in a little bit. So I listened to his advice, which was jog a half a mile, walk a half a mile, and that has helped me build up my lung capacity and just really helped with me getting more condition. And then once I felt like it was too easy, I would start like either adding another mile of that or doing like a quarter walking and then 3/4 of the mile jogging. Doug has become more active with me. And so then just with like COVID happening, I told myself that I didn't know when it was going to end, but whenever it was, over, I wanted to come out of COVID better, and not just in a physical aspect, but in a mental aspect, and like really use this time that for me, who's a go person, I wanted to use this time as a time to pause and reflect and really work on Adri. And so I told myself that I was going to be better no matter what I was doing. And so that pushed me into it a little bit as well. So I would say I was starting to feel better after runs. Like, I'm not lying, the first week or so I was like, ugh, and I was still eating pretty bad. I work at Chick-fil-A, so like I was eating, fried chicken still and fries and mac and cheese. I would fit in an occasional kale in there, but I wasn't really prioritizing my nutrition. one of my coworkers, her name is Dulce, noticed that I was getting skinnier. She's like, Adri, what are you doing to get skinny? And she would always bring these like juices to work, and I would just drink. Like, she would give me some. She's like, you want some? I'm like, yeah. And so then like I started like liking those juices, and then June rolls around and my coworkers are like, hey, let's do a weight loss competition. Well, I'll put $10 in and we'll see who can lose the most weight. And one of my coworkers named Ray, who has just been a tremendous help, he's honestly like one of my brothers because he annoys me like one of my brothers does, but he's also just a really great person and super caring. He was like, you want my help? Like, I didn't go up to him. He was just in the middle of our conversation, and I was like, yeah. You probably don't know Ray, but he is very much so in shape like my friend Marcos. And so he helped me with my macros. So he asked me how much I weighed, and then from there told me how many carbs, proteins, and fats, also referred to as macros, I could have in a day. And then I used MyFitnessPal. So June gets started, and for those of you who don't know me, I'm very competitive. I was in a lot of sports in high school, and a lot of competition-based things, theater, band, you name it. And so I was determined to win. Week 1, I lost 2 pounds, and one of my coworkers, hey Russell, lost 6 pounds, and I was very discouraged because I was like eating healthier. Ray had sent me a list of like foods to eat and like foods to avoid, and I'm not on like keto or just eating like fruits and vegetables. Like, I'm still getting to eat great things. It's just like eating the things that are really bad for me, like hardly ever, but really just fueling my body. And one side note to this is like, I noticed during this that like after I would eat fried food, I would feel really lazy, lethargic, gross, and I don't feel that way after I have fruits and vegetables. And I'm like, okay, that's not a coincidence. That's my body telling me like, hey, I like this, or hey, I don't like this. So from there, realized that I felt a lot more better when I ate things that were good for me. I know it's pretty common sense, but I feel like, especially if you're like me and you're about convenience, like you just want to like get it done with, right? Like, you don't want to invest the time that it takes to cook. You just want to eat your food and like say you're full and whatever. So I started prioritizing my nutrition. My coworker Emily, also like best friend, one of my best friends, had given Russell, my other coworker, a juicer, and he hadn't really been using it. So I asked him if I could borrow it for the month, and he was like, I don't even use it, you can keep it. So I had this juicer, and I started making like a juice with spinach, ginger, green apple, and frozen mango. And if you have me on social media, like, you saw me post it a couple of times, and I don't think it tasted nasty at all. I don't hate vegetables. I actually really like them. And a lot of people are like, that looks nasty, but it honestly tasted like green apples to me. So it was really good. I was juicing at least once a day, making myself drink 100 ounces of water. And then we were supposed to be weighing in every week, but they forgot to bring the scale. So then I start moving up to running 3 to 5 miles. Doug does too. And from there, like, my times get better and just improvements start happening. And so then weigh-in day comes, and I'm nervous because I'm like, man, like, I worked so hard for this. You know, like, that, I think it was like Wednesday or Thursday before the competition ended, I had ran my first ever 5-mile run, and I was like, this is so frustrating. Like, I was tired today and I still went. Like, what if I still lose? And I ended up winning, and I lost 10 pounds. And from that summer where the story started, I've lost a total of 20 pounds. Now, it's been about 2 weeks since I've weighed myself, so that could be up in the air. One thing about me is I've never like kept a scale with me. not that there's like a negative connotation with the scale for me, but I realized that like a lot of people base their weight loss off of a number, and I just wanted to look and feel good, more importantly feel good. And so so I'm gonna try to share as much of what I'm using on here and run with it. First thing, I mentioned it earlier, is MyFitnessPal. It is an awesome app that tracks my macros, so my carbs, my fats, my protein. I can log everything in there. I've never had issues finding a food or an item to log. Like, they're always in there. Even like my weird Starbucks orders are in there. So that's a good app just to keep you accountable, and it will like message you and be like, hey, you didn't track this, or you know, you haven't reached your step goal for the day, or whatever it is. Next, moving on into the app that my coworker Marcos recommended is the Nike Running Club app. So this app I use for every single workout. When I started walking up till now to where I'm jogging, I'm using it, and it times your runs, it tells you how far you are, it connects to Apple Music or Spotify, it tells you your pace, it keeps a history, you get achievements for when you run a certain amount of times in a week, certain weeks in a row, certain months in a row, your fastest times, your longest times. And it's really just like cool to go and reflect and see what you've done, and then you can look at your run and the elevation and the pace of each run. And so Marcos recommended that one to me, and I love it, and I've recommended it to other people. Not after every workout, but I would say like 40 to 50% is like a professional athlete, and they're like, hey, it's coach whoever, like, good job. And I will say, this is probably silly, but anytime they do get on there, it's like on my hard days where like I didn't want to work out, and they're like, you didn't have to get out today. And it might be cheesy, but I appreciate it. It's just like an affirmation that I'm doing something right. Next thing that is really important throughout all of this was just like the discipline. And so a lot of people mention and have mentioned, well, like, Adri, you've just been super disciplined. Well, like, that hasn't always been the case. With me working out, he has been more calm and more relaxed. And then I've started to see results and just feel better and have that mental clarity. I mentioned having issues with like some mental health things, and like when I'm walking or jogging or outside, because I just walk or jog around my neighborhood, when I'm outside, I'm not thinking about the stresses of the day. I'm like not even in my head. And that's not Adri. Adri is very much so always in her head, always thinking about what to do next, always like correcting herself on what she could have done better. And in this time, like, I'm not thinking about anything, and that's so crazy. Side note, I know this is probably silly, but I use Spotify for my music. I create different playlists. I like really upbeat music, and I have to have music that makes me want to move. So I listen to reggaeton and Drake during my runs. I listen to other stuff, but those are like my top two. And I actually have a couple of playlists that I'll link for y'all if you are interested in using those. But find things that you like to listen to when you're working out, like things that make you want to move and get up. And then last but not least, something that I did, and there's not really like a system for it, I just kind of did it based on like how I was feeling or how I was doing, and that is rewarding myself. So when I first started all of this, I was running in like Nike low top sneakers, and they were so heavy because they're basketball shoes. And then I got me here, I'll take them off for y'all, my Brooks running shoes at Shills, which is this awesome sports store here in the Metroplex. They just opened it up near my work. But these are my running shoes. Doug's like smelling my feet, weirdo. But I got those, and like, first of all, I've never owned a pair of Brooks before, and they are great. Like, I feel way less sore. Don't get me wrong, like, I'm still sore. But like, my body feels better. I feel like I have more balance, which, if you know me, Adrian balance are never like a thing. And I just feel like they're just super comfortable. I don't know, great shoes. Next thing I've rewarded myself with is like workout clothes. My clothes is starting to fit me big, and so I've already, like I said, I have been one to dress oversized, example A, and so like I've cropped some of my shirts to like make them fit me, but I've also bought like a pair of leggings or two just to like, or a sports bra just to feel like, hey, like you earned this. My boyfriend Marcos, a different Marcos, my boyfriend Marcos got me wireless headphones when I started working out. I was just using the headphones that came in the, like with your iPhone. Unpopular opinion, I don't like AirPods. The way they fit in my ears, I probably have weird ears, whatever. They just weren't for me. So he found these ones on Amazon, and I'll link them down there. They're a lot cheaper and I love mine. Yeah, and they're wireless. And then last but not least, something that I reward myself is always with water. So I've always loved water. I've never had like I know there's people who just like don't like it. I've always loved it. I remember one time I was doing like a gallon challenge where I would make myself drink a gallon a day. And now like after I run, all I want is like tons of water. I literally just got back from Starbucks and I got 2 of their 30-ounce waters, and then a tiny iced coffee. Like that's not the old Adri, it would be the other way around. But I also like going to Sonic and getting one of their flavored waters if you haven't tried them. I got that from Miss Stacy Bennett. She shared it on her Instagram stories. And so I typically get the mango water, and I tried the peach one the other day and it's pretty good, but they're super cheap. And after I run, I'll get like a mango water and then 2 just like plain waters with lemon, and it just is perfect. And to move on to my achievements. Okay, sorry, I didn't think this video was gonna be that long. So achievements. So I am no longer a plus size girl. I loved being plus size. Not like necessarily like I loved weighing what I did, but like there's just some cute clothes, especially at Target, for plus size girls. So kind of was like a bittersweet thing because I have a lot of cute plus size clothes, but I'm happy with where I am. I've went down 2 pant sizes. Clothes that I was wearing for work that was fitting me like the way I like it is now fitting me really loose. So that's been an accomplishment. I ran my first 5K this past month, and a week ago I did my first 10K, which for those of you who don't know, that's 6.21 miles. So that was exciting, and I'm gonna continue doing what I'm doing. I wanted to end this video just saying thank you to a few people. First one is my boyfriend. He has just been super supportive through all of this. Asking me, you know, how was your run? Like kind of in a way without him knowing, keeping me accountable, and asking me how much I ran and stuff. And like in my head knowing like he's gonna ask me, so like I better get some work done. So he's been great. Also Doug, even though he doesn't know, like he's been great because he has just been like a good little running partner. Also next people are my parents and my brothers. They've just been super encouraging through all of this. I got to see them throughout that month where I was starting to lose weight, and they just were all like, you look great, like that's so awesome. My brother Matthew was going with me in the mornings to work out because I still worked out even when I went to go see my family. I would get up early and go work out. And my friend Claudia, she's just been super encouraging, even with like the little things I do. She's just been awesome, and so thank you for just being awesome. Marcos, my coworker, thank you for your words of wisdom on running, and maybe one day I'll be able to run with you, not anytime soon though. Ray, thanks for your nutrition help. Guys, I can't stress this enough. He thinks he just gave me macros, but really he helped give me a good start because I was kind of lost. So if you are looking for like nutritional help, I would say go follow him and go ask him more specific questions about yourself. Next is my coworker and friend, Emily Carr. Thank you for being so supportive. You have like encouraged me. I see you more than any other coworker, and you are like consistently just always cheering me on, and thank you. As well as Luisa, Dulce, and Marisol, who've all just been super encouraging and like just motivating. Y'all have been great. And all of my coworkers really have been like, girl, you look good. Like, oh my gosh, you're losing weight. And I didn't notice it, but thank you guys, because I see y'all more than anyone else, and y'all have just been so awesome and encouraging and like, lose another chin, and I'm like, you're right. But thank y'all to my coworkers. I'm so blessed to have people who are just so sweet and positive. And then these two people as well, Daisy and Shandy, thank you. Y'all have consistently messaged me and, you know, encouraged me and just tell me that, you know, I'm doing a good job, as well as Miss Stacy Bennett. I introduced her earlier in the video. All three of you have just been so sweet and like have consistently messaged me throughout this. And there's been many others. Even right now with me posting yesterday, like so many people have been reaching out, and it just really does inspire me to just keep going and keep moving and keep working out. And so thank you to all of you who've just pushed me and encouraged me to keep going in the right direction. I did want to add that I am using a protein. It's the Dimetized protein, and it's chocolate. I personally wasn't a fan of protein because I don't like the smell, but Ray once again helped me out, and now I'm doing that. So that's everything. I don't mind doing more videos like this. I can get more in depth with y'all as far as like recipes that I'm making, the groceries I buy. I could do what I eat in a day. I could do, you know, my workouts, which is really simple. I just literally go work out. So like I just go jog. It is solely dependent on my pal over here because he does get pretty tired easily. He's hiding. Like right now we went on a 3-mile jog, and by mile 2 he was like laying down, and I was like, Doug, like, why? But that's everything. Thank you so much to everyone who's watching. If you want to keep up with this, I would say follow me on Instagram. That's where I'll post about it more. And I hope I answered all of your questions. I tried to look at all your questions and then format a way to answer all of them in a like timeline based way. So thank y'all so much. Me and Doug will be running more, and I hope to see y'all soon. And if y'all want to see anything more in regards to this, go ahead and comment or message me. Bye guys.